Well, hello and welcome to another Thursday Live here at the Association of PEMF Professionals. I'm Dr. Jerry Dreessen. I am the Executive Director here at the AOPP, bringing you information on a, wow, hold on a second, I'm bringing you a dry throat. There we go, bringing you information every week on topics that we feel will enhance your PEMF, whether it be your business or just learning about PEMF in and of itself. And we are wrapping up this month here in March with Women's History Month with our series on women and PEMF. And this is a kind of a fun segment that we're doing here. So let me get my screen up and running. There we go. So Women's History Month series. And we are going to be talking this week about women athletes and PEMF. And so as we get going on this, feel free to drop in your comments. Melissa, hello. St. Louis, glad to have you on board. And I went through, and thank you, Lauren, for giving me these links. Also, she's done a great job helping me out on the back side of things here. We've got our 4 athletes that I want to talk about today. So we've got Ashley Yoder, Anna Buffini, Vanessa, Lloyd, and Jessica Clarke. And each one is unique in how they've used PEMF to help themselves out or in their profession, as you'll see as we go through this. And then at the end, well, with each one of these, you'll see a link. It's not clickable, of course, but as we go through this at the end, when I'm done broadcasting today, I'll include those links. And our goal is also to create a blog with this information on it as well on our website. We have today, I want to start with our hashtags. So if you want to share this information, here are all the hashtags that we have. And again, you'll see these in our broadcasting where we're doing live right now, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So with that, let's get rolling. So I don't know if you are familiar with UFC fighting, but Ashley Yoder, aka the Spider Monkey, she did a podcast video, and that's the link down on the bottom there. Basically shares her experience with therapeutic medicine introduced to her by her chiropractor. And she was initially skeptical with it. She became a firm believer after it helped her recover from an arm dislocation sustained in jiu-jitsu training for her training for The Ultimate Fighter, which was season 23. And she emphasizes the importance of consistency, noting that regular use, and she did it twice a week, restored her full range of motion within 3 weeks after the injury. I can attest to that, being a shoulder injury survivor with PEMF, not only once, but twice. So first one was like, holy cow. And the second one was like, yeah, it works. The conversation also delves into her broader experience with PEMF, including its role in recovering from severe hip injury. She had a broken femoral head from a dirt bike accident. And despite initial setbacks and month-long break that also worsened her condition, consistent use enabled her to fight twice successfully without surgery, despite medical predictions that she would need it. She also highlights that PEMF is very versatile, having used it for adrenal fatigue, heart health, and even a sinus infection. She's one of our big advocates for PEMF, and likening her enthusiasm to that of a sales rep, though she's not officially sponsored. She answers questions about its use for general recovery, like post-workout, performance enhancement. So suggesting that she'd use it daily on her key body parts if she owned one. Since the interview, I don't know if she's picked one up, but you can definitely check out her YouTube video and like that and give her some love there. Next, we have Anna Buffini, she's a an elite U.S. dressage rider and a rising talent with a notable track record, including a team gold at 2014 North American Youth Championship, and uses a U25 national title in 2016. As a professional, she has represented the U.S. in 6 major Nations Cups. I thought that was national competitions, and competed in the 22 and 23 FEI Dressage World Cup finals, securing a 6th place finish in 2023. She was shortlisted for the 2024 Paris Olympics with her mare Fiotini, but she didn't make the final U.S. team, which included Stefan Peters, Adrian Lyle, and Endel Otz, who competed but did not medal in the team event. And again, here is a link with her story at the bottom of that. But she's also targeting the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, and she integrates PEMF into her regimen, leveraging its non-invasive technology to enhance her horse's health and performance by improving blood oxygen and cellular metabolism. Anna's dedication to her horse's health and wellness perfectly reflects our mission and values at MagnaWave. She was sponsored by MagnaWave with this, which is pretty cool. And we proudly support her journey and look forward to helping her horses perform at their best using our PEMF technology. So there are athletes out there looking for sponsorship, those of you that are makers of PEMF. So maybe you can knock on the door of some of these amazing athletes. Having recently retired her career starting mare, Divina Ladouce, in 2024, Anna continues to focus on her future goals with Fiotini, bolstered by her commitment to innovative recovery methods like PEMF. Those of you that are into PEMF with horses, farm animals, small animals, anytime you have a machine on or near them, you can tell that they love it once they experience it. And I've told many a story of at home using it, and our cat jumps up on our lap and just snuggles real close to our PEMF device while it's going off. As she's getting older, she just kind of falls asleep right next to it. So that always amazed me. In fact, my first visual of PEMF was a very, very old video of a man standing at the side of his pasture with a giant loop, turning it on, and you could hear it click. And then out of nowhere comes this white horse running right up to it, right next to it, and just hanging out while it's working its back quarter area. And you can see the muscles flex. And it's like, what is going on there? And it wasn't even touching it. And that was my very first exposure to what PEMF is like. After hearing about it, thinking, it's junk science. It doesn't exist. I don't understand it. And now here I am talking about it. Our next woman that I'd like to talk about is Vanessa Lloyd. She's a sports therapist. Now, she's originally from Wigan, England, and she transitioned from a professional rugby player to an NHS manager before becoming a celebrated sports therapist. Her journey led her to found the Massage Hut, which is a small sports rehab venture, and then later Proactive Manchester, which is a cutting-edge sports therapy center offering innovative treatments like PEMF, red light therapy. Inspired by her love for sports and a desire to help athletes and everyday people alike, Vanessa incorporated these advanced therapies after noticing their remarkable impact on all elite performers, aiming to make them accessible to all. We have that here in the Northwest in Washington State. Pulse Centers was the name of the franchise, and people could go in. It was very similar to Massage Envy or The Joint, where you buy a membership and you go in, you get to use all of these different devices. So some of you that are wondering about how to turn what you're doing into a business, those are some things to think about. And you can, check out Vanessa as far as where she is and what she does to see how she has everything set up too. And now her ProX formula combines PEMF, red light therapy, and other modalities into tailored plans. that have recovery times and boost performance, as seen in success stories like cyclists gaining competitive edge, ultramarathon runner overcoming tendonitis, women climbing Kilimanjaro post-injury. And with a mission to bridge the gap between top athletes and the general public, Vanessa seeks to revolutionize sports therapy by promoting non-invasive treatments or sessions with plans to expand Proactive Manchester and integrate new therapies like cryotherapy, solidifying her status as a trailblazer in the field. Now, some of you already know that there are other companies that are out there that are doing the same thing, but they are the innovators. They're the ones that are just starting out. Pretty soon, these therapy huts are going to be everywhere. And again, you can, be one of the initial investors in putting one of these together, or become part of one and get together with somebody else who has some of these other, cryotherapy, the oxygen chambers, things like that, and creating a wellness suite for people. Not only athletes, but just lay people, because they get injured too. It's interesting, though, the athletes respond faster because their body's already working at a higher level. So they'll notice the difference a lot faster than some people who've been sedentary and injured for a while. Next, we have Jessica Clarke, and she is a seasoned footballer with over a decade of experience and has had a remarkable career playing for teams like Liverpool, Notts, and currently Durham, while also representing England over 50 times. Despite enduring multiple injuries, including a severe one in 2019 that required 3 surgeries and led to a prognosis that she'd never play again, Jessica made a stunning recovery using PEMF therapy. After struggling with conventional treatments, she turned to PEMF, starting with the portable Oscar Pulse devices, which she used, and then later incorporating the higher intensity Biomag at home. This therapy drastically reduced inflammation, improved her range of movement, and enabled her to return to top-level football at age 34, competing with younger players at peak performance. So again, you can see how PEMF goes into these injured areas, and what we've always said, it's not an analgesic. It doesn't make it feel better because it's numb. It functions better and feels better because it is better. And then finally, Jessica now uses PEMF daily, crediting it with transforming her life, enhancing recovery, and even benefiting her pet dog. She highly recommends it to athletes and anyone seeking a better quality of life. So what we're seeing here with these athletes is a commonality where some of them were skeptics until they tried it. And I think for us that are using PEMF, that's the bridge that we have to cross, is how do we get, skeptics, non-believers, people that don't know what it's about, to try it, and then to get the aha moment. That's, in my opinion, where we really are with PEMF right now. And you're seeing it being used by more people. Athletes are using it. Professional teams are using it. Hospitals are beginning to use it because it has to be UFC. I got that in my mind. UAL listed, which means it has to go through a series of rigorous tests, which costs a lot of money. But once it gets through that, then more hospitals will start to use it. I've shown you some examples of devices that are already in some hospitals, and they look like the iron lung of the 20s and 30s and 40s for the brain. And here we have these devices now, like you can see with Anna. It's just simple double loop on the horse versus this huge giant machine that has to be there. So there's a lot of different perceptions on how it should look or how it should work. But again, the more we can get this information out there, record yourselves using a PEMF on somebody or an animal. And, the more information we can get out there on its use, I think the more and more people are going to ask to have this done as well. So again, we're the pioneers. You guys are definitely just getting ready to step into the system where it's going to be a huge explosion, especially now that we're getting a lot more double-blind studies published and things like that. So thanks again for hopping on and spending some time with me today, learning about women athletes. And to find us and find out more about what we just talked about today, you can throw these hashtags in anything that you talk about too, and we'll all end up in the same spot when people are looking for us. Some things you can do: take this video that you're watching right now, you can like it, you can share it, go to our other places where they are, on our blog, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Like and share those as well with your friends, and start passing the word around about how amazing this is. But then also go to these links for these women that I just talked about, and like and share those as well, and give them some love on what they've been doing and how PEMF has helped them too. So if you are interested in becoming a member, we've got a members only side, and there's lots of benefits that happen in there. And we can do some one-on-one chatting on our members only side if you're interested in doing that too. Always our code of ethics on our website. You can find out who we are, what we're all about. And if you are interested in becoming a member, you can go to our website, PEMFprofessionals.com. Questions and tips, things that you've seen today. If you have anything going on, you can send them to us at info@professionals or PEMFprofessionals.com. So with that, I want to, again, thank you for your time today. And I look forward to presenting next month. Here we are, we're hopping into the month of April, and lots of spring things going on. Those of you guys that are working with animals, you're already doing it. So maybe send us some tips on what you're doing right now to get your business rolling for the spring and the summer. And with that, I will end today. Thank you so much for your time. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care.